think our responsibility is what our responsibility was 60, 70 years ago. We serve as a group who is a watchdog for the government, and a little bit of, chili cook-offs in between.
Rat nationally, enterovirus, or EVD-68, has been very dangerous for children, even deadly. We see crime scene tape. I saw a guy being placed in the back of a squad car. What's going on? Coverage you can count on begins with one person dead after a shooting in Bath earlier this evening. Take everything you've ever known about cats and dogs fighting and forget it. And O'Neill says the only thing missing from this restroom is a little something on the wall to help jog your memory. I can't even get it out. Good. Good, good. Very good. You never know what you can find out here at the Banjo BQ. I just had a mushy peanut for the first time. Here's how it all works. That large round building being worked on is the reservoir. It will hold 30 million gallons of untreated river water. That water will then go to the small rectangular building next to it where a chemical is added. From there, the water will travel to the sediment basin where essentially the dirt is taken out and the water is filtered. Water will then be pumped to this building, which is the chemical building where it's safe to drink.
A handful of children being treated at the Children's Hospital of Georgia tested positive for enterovirus. News Channel 6's Renetta DuBose is joining us live now at the hospital where leaders let the public know about this outbreak today and how it's hitting home. Renetta?
Rat nationally, enterovirus, or EVD-68, has been very dangerous for children, even deadly. That's why 15 specimens were randomly selected from a group of children being treated here at the Children's Hospital of Georgia, sent to the Centers for Disease Control and tested. 3 of those 15 specimens came back positive for enterovirus. Now, this virus is similar to meningitis, beginning with cold-like symptoms, and can look like asthma, giving those infected respiratory illness and gastrointestinal issues.
Those who get GI symptoms, they may get this runny nose, cough, congestion, or they may just start having really bad nausea, vomiting, and really persistent diarrhea. And usually the diarrhea will have no blood in it because this is a virus infection.
Now, we don't know the ages or schools where these children attended because the specimen were assigned a number and that was sent to the CDC, but we do know that they have been discharged now. Live at the Children's Hospital of Georgia, Renetta DuBose, WJBF News Channel 6.
A Columbia County mother is responding to allegations that are now making national headlines.
Rachel Linhart was arrested and faces charges after police say she allowed a sex party with drugs and alcohol for her teenage daughter. News Channel 6's Renetta DuBose has the story.
Miss Evans' mother was in jail but bonded out Monday. The incident that led to her arrest is partially linked to her desire to get rid of her alcohol problem.
We believe in honesty.
It's all about telling the truth when it comes to Alcoholics Anonymous. So when this Columbia County mother allegedly shared details of an incident at her home to her AA sponsor last week, volunteer Scott B., who prefers to keep his last name private, says turning to the cops was crucial.
Most likely the sponsor will guide the sponsee to go ahead and take care of the issue.
The alleged incident is detailed in this Columbia County Sheriff's Office incident report. The AA sponsor claims 35-year-old Rachel Linhart opened up during a sobriety conversation about why she lost custody of her 5 children. The report states Linhart told the sponsor she's facing charges of contributing to the delinquency of a minor after allowing her 16-year-old daughter and friends party at her Evans home with illegal substances and alcohol.
She was arrested for furnishing alcohol and marijuana to at least 2 16-year-olds. And that was not just what the AA sponsor told us, but what was told to us was also corroborated by witnesses that were in the home.
The report goes on to say Linhart played naked Twister in the living room, then had sex with an 18-year-old in the bathroom. The sponsor says this mom told her she brought her sex toys out and performed with them in front of the group. As the party continued, the incident report reads Linhart fell asleep and woke up around 3:30 in the morning to find her daughter's 16-year-old boyfriend having sex with her.
Age of consent in Georgia is 16.
Linhart's attorney released this statement. Mrs. Linhart acknowledges that due to recent alcohol abuse, she engaged in several acts of inappropriate conduct. Although many of the allegations are exaggerated, she is extremely remorseful for what she allowed to occur in her presence. Captain Morris says this is an ongoing investigation and the sheriff's office is looking into additional allegations. Live in the newsroom, Renetta DuBose, WJBF News Channel 6.
She's been following this investigation for us. And Renetta, this unfolded rather quickly.
It did, Jenny. The investigation started Tuesday. That's when Harper was placed on administrative leave for his post. Police Chief Ron Sellers says they were in the middle of the investigation when Harper walked into his office this morning and tendered his resignation. But some of the people I spoke with who were bothered by this post say more should be done.
Why provoke that situation? That's what I think Adam Harper did. He provoked a lot of situations and turned it into his own situation.
Adam Harper's resignation made its way around the streets of Warrenton. Some residents, many of whom came in close contact with the officer, said stepping down is not enough.
He might go to another county and do the same thing, harass other blacks.
He got a lot of African American. He done wrote citation and gave tickets to, you know what I'm saying? And as well, you know what I'm saying, a lot of them have been accused of, you know what I'm saying, crime, doing crimes. And, you know, what will be done about their citations and all.
When he pulled you over, did you ever think that you were putting him in danger?
No, man, I always felt the threat to it. Well, I always felt like he was a threat toward me, you know what I'm saying? Like, his attitude was, I just can't explain, but his attitude just ain't right to be no police officer.
Ron Sellers says Harper submitted his resignation letter Thursday morning, less than a week after sharing on Facebook that Michael Brown, the unarmed 18-year-old killed by a police officer, got what he deserved. Harper, who chose not to speak on camera at this time, shared a detailed letter with News Channel 6. In it, he states he may appear to be a loose cannon for the statements he made being in his line of work, but he states, quote, I did not put my vest on every day before going to work to look cool. I put it on because I acknowledge the fact that someone might try to take my life that day, end quote.
I wish I had a vest, because when you walk around these streets, we can't get the protection like the officer had. We don't have vests and we don't have big guns and holsters. We do not have a badge to hide behind. So I feel like you were more dangerous to me when you approached me with all this stuff on.
Many of the people I spoke with were also concerned about the actions and social media statements of other officers in Warrenton Police Department. Chief Sellers says Officer Greason was also under investigation for his Facebook comments. He was reprimanded and placed on probation for 3 months. Live in the newsroom, Renetta DuBose, WJBF News Channel 6. Doctors considered Wayne Curtis healthy and active at 53, but to their surprise and a few tests, it said otherwise.
I never felt any pain.
Despite a bowling game the night before, it was 8 minutes on the treadmill at the doctor's office that shocked 53-year-old Wayne Curtis.
Once they found out I had a couple of blockages, they told me to take me back to the room. They talked to me about open heart surgery, bypass.
News Channel 6 cameras went into Georgia Region's Medical Center for Curtis's triple bypass operation. Heart surgeon Vinayak Kamat says the surgery is complicated.
So it's not a production line, and we treat patients and families very uniquely.
We're going to go ahead and make a decision to start on his leg to take the veins from his leg for process of the bypass.
About a dozen people began working on Curtis, while his vein was kept in a special solution to keep blood clots out.
We'll make an incision in his front of his chest.
Doctors made a path to his heart.
The aortic valve closes, we inject the potassium, and the heart arrests.
As the perfusionist kept a close eye on machines mimicking Curtis's heart and lungs, Dr. Kamat discovered 2 additional blockages in the heart for a total of 5.
Sugar is a problem, fats are a problem, cholesterol is really not a problem.
While I wrapped up to get a closer look, so did my photographer. Dr. Kamat and Dr. Vijay Patel spent about an hour rerouting Curtis's heart arteries using the vein from his leg.
Provide more blood flow to the heart muscle past the blockages. We don't change the blockages. That's something that we'll have to address after he recovers from all of this.
Think you're healing good? Can you cough for me?
Curtis had no pains, doesn't smoke, and considers himself active. Some stress will need to be eliminated.
It's going to be changed by eating right, still exercising, but just take everything slow right now until I completely healed up.
Curtis is expected to heal in about 2 to 3 months, and he must be truly blessed because, get this, he has been free of colon cancer for 6 years. Renetta DuBose, WJBF News Channel 6.
Renetta DuBose live in the newsroom with this unique twist on The Odd Couple.
John, Kim, take everything you've ever known about cats and dogs fighting and forget it. Two best friends, a cat and a dog, are hoping to be adopted together so that they can continue their lifelong friendship.
They're inseparable. They are right next to each other all the time.
Their names may be Henny and Penny, but around Columbia County Animal Services, this odd couple acts more like Thelma and Louise, partners in crime.
They were brought in as strays to us by a citizen in Martinez who found them in her yard, and the owner actually found them online and contacted us to let us know that they were her pets, but she wasn't able to come back and reclaim them. Her husband's in the military, got stationed up in North Carolina, so she wasn't able to come back and get them.
Henny, a female bulldog basset hound mix, and Penny, a female domestic shorthair, came to the shelter in late October. Both are between 6 to 8 months old. Daniel Main says the original owner told staff to put the two together in the same cage.
In the mornings, Henny will groom Penny the cat, and you know, they'll get to playing and everything like that, and we'll let them out of their cages to run around in the room while we're cleaning.
The interesting thing about this duo is that Henny found Penny.
Apparently, Penny the cat wandered up into the yard one day, and since then the two had just been completely inseparable. And she took the cat in as her pet along with the dog, so that's just how it was. It was meant to be.
The Maine says both Henny and Penny must be adopted together at the reduced rate of $35. They will need to be spayed within 3 months. Live in the newsroom, Renetta DuBose, WJBF News Channel 6.